we're diving in the world of social media marketing. So stay tuned. Social media marketing, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. This is what we're going to talk about today. Welcome to A Better Lifestyle. This is a show that will empower individuals to do better in life and professionally in their professional life. I touch a variety of topics like real estate, entrepreneurship, business, positivity, health and nutrition, and much more, with guest appearances by professionals who share their knowledge and expertise. As the world goes more and more digital, everybody's online. It is important for us people who are in the marketplace to adjust to the new world that we're living in. And today I have a social media marketer who's going to help us navigate the social media world so we could be more profitable. His name is Elie. So I'm very happy that he accepted my invitation. Please, Elie, tell everybody who you are, a little bit about yourself, what you do, and we'll take it from there.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for having me on, Richard. I really appreciate it. So like you've touched upon, I am a marketing consultant specializing in social media marketing strategies. And the way that I work, basically, what I do is that I schedule consultations with new clients and I really ask them the right questions, right? This is really what my job is all about, is to ask the right questions in order to really determine what really differentiates them from their competitors, and also how they should position themselves and their business and according to who their ideal customer is, right? And from there, I either really manage their social media pages and create advertising campaigns, or I can also help entrepreneurs do it themselves, right, through coaching and consultations, right? And I why I really like marketing is it's really because it's based on human psychology, right? Like each strategy, each post, each interaction is really based on really proven psychological behaviors, right? That business owners can ethically take advantage of to really influence behaviors and spread their great idea.
Okay. Can in this day of age, and well, the internet's been there for a while now. Can someone really do business online on social media? Does it really work? Like, let's say for a personal coach, a company, or a photographer, does it really work?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, it works, and hopefully it does, because or else I'd be out of work. And basically, like it really does work, right? Like once you have a very specific target market you can serve and a very specific problem you can solve, you need to create like a buyer persona, right? So this is really what will make you or break you on social media. You need to really create a fictional character that represents who your ideal customer is. Now, go dig deep with that, right? Like ask yourself, what are their goals, their problems, and what are the challenges that are keeping them from reaching their goals. So what are they like as a person? What false beliefs do they have? What objections might they have? The idea behind that is to really create a fictional character and give them a life. And basically, when you're creating content, you're creating it for that one person, right? So you publish posts that will solve their problems. You can show empathy through your posts and really address their false beliefs. Now, this is an incredibly powerful concept. When I say address their false beliefs, I want to give you like a real life example. So I've been working recently with a CrossFit gym, right? And one of the false beliefs that their ideal customer has is that you already need to be in shape. You need to be fit in order to do CrossFit, right? So 70 to 80% of their content and their paid ads are used to deliver the message that no, you don't need to be in shape to do CrossFit. This is why you go to their gym. It's to get in shape, right? So just by positioning it that way, they were able to attract more customers, right? So because when you understand who you're trying to serve, everything comes together. This is where it starts. Think about it for a second. Most people, they create a product or a service, and then they try to find people to sell it to, right? We've all been guilty of this. Everyone does that. But this is kind of like crafting a key and then running around trying to find a door that it opens, instead of really finding the door and then crafting the key for that door to open. So in other words, that's just a fancy way of saying that, your service must be like really the perfect fit for your ideal customer, because you build your personal brand and your business around their personality and their challenges. So all of that to say, yes, Richard, you definitely still can have results on social media, but the whole idea there is to go narrow, right? To really ask yourself, what am I good at, right? What am I good at, and who can I serve extremely well, right? Think about it. Every business owner they can say that, okay, I can serve this type of person or this type of person, but really ask yourself, who is it perfect for? And then you develop your services specifically for these few people. And this is how you can get traction on social media.
You said, you said false belief. Can you give another example of that? Because you mentioned the gym situation. Can you give another example for people maybe like they didn't get it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to. So, when you're creating your ideal buyer persona and you ask yourself, what's their age, their gender, where are they located? What are their pain points, their challenges? And then you ask yourself, what might be some of their false beliefs, right? And what I mean by that is trying to think of another example. So if I take example of myself as a marketing consultant, a lot of business owners think that they need to have a big budget in order to contact a marketing consultant, right? This is what most people think, but it isn't true. So it's a false belief. So if I would be running ads on Facebook, I would tell people like, hey, you don't need to be an expert in what you do. You don't need to be ahead of your industry in order to contact me. This is what I'm here for, right? You don't need to have a big budget. I can make your Facebook ads work without a huge budget. Just by doing this, I kind of answer their false belief without them even asking the question about it. Does that make a little bit more sense? Because I know it can be a bit tricky to understand that concept.
Okay, yeah, it makes more sense. Me on my side, it wasn't clear, but if maybe it could help other people to clarify. How does someone market themselves on social media now in 2021? And in other words, how can they build a personal brand on social media?
Oh, okay. So those are great questions, by the way, Richard. So the very first thing you need to do is you need to be extremely honest with yourself. Like I mentioned before, you need to really know what you're good at. Okay, that's the first step. The second step is find a problem that needs solving, because this is what marketing is all about. It's to provide a solution to a problem that, one, exists, and two, exists in a very specific target market. Okay, and I really want to emphasize on that, right? Because you already know there are millions of business coaches out there, marketing gurus, experts on social media. So that being said, you can still have a lot of success on social media. In fact, if you're not present on any of those big platforms, you're basically invisible, right? And being invisible isn't a great strategy. So to answer your question, like in order to build a personal brand, you need to know what you're better than most people at, right? What are you really good at? And ask yourself if that's a problem worth solving, right? So you're get good at something, that something can solve a problem. Who can benefit from that the most, right? So ask yourself, is that really a problem worth solving? And if it is, you can't stop there. You need to really narrow down your focus and really define who is it for, right? And this is the most important and most powerful question you must ask yourself in marketing. If there's one thing that you must really remember from today's podcast, is that this is the most powerful question. Who is my service or product for? Saying that you're a business coach for small business owners isn't enough anymore. You need to be a lot more specific than that, right? Like you could be a business coach for gym owners who have a hard time growing their brand, or you could be a business coach for busy entrepreneurial single moms. That's how specific I want you to go, right? Because like in order to be seen, you have to learn to see. So before asking yourself, why isn't anyone noticing me? Try to see around you, ask around, do some market research and see, like, find a very specific group. For example, busy entrepreneurial single moms, and position your personal brand as the solution to a very specific problem that they have, right? Once you do that, 70% of your content should really be based around providing solutions to that problem, right? And 30% should be based on promoting your offer in a compelling way. What is it that you offer? Show them some benefits. This is where, client testimonials come in, right? So in other words, 70% of your content should either educate, inspire, motivate, or entertain your audience, just as long as it's relevant to the problem that they're facing, right? Once you've got that figured out, all you need to really do is to be consistent. You might not see results after 2, 3, 4, or even 5 months, right? But don't give up, right? Consistency will really help position your personal brand as an expert in the industry, right? And after a couple of months, look at your posts, look at your ads, see what's working, see what's not. You need to be very honest with yourself. What people really, a lot of people think like, oh, I really like this post, I want to keep posting it. But if it's getting no engagement and your audience doesn't want to know about it, you're just lying to yourself. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. They have to like it. Your ideal customer has to like it. So what I'm trying to say here is do more of what is working and do less of what is not working. And when I'm saying working, I'm talking about sales.
Now you mentioned sales. How do you increase sales on social media?
Yeah. So right now, there are two ways. Okay, the first way is paid advertising, and in my opinion, paid advertising, it has, you have to do it, right? Because organic reach doesn't really exist like before anymore. So you can't expect to attract new customers by simply posting on your feed, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or any type of social media platform. So therefore, you must invest in ads. But if you're in that beginning stage, okay, where you don't have the budget to invest in ads yet, what you could do is do something I call targeted interaction, okay? And that's what it means. You could find a competitor, a successful competitor on social media, and you can kind of monitor their posts. Click on one of their pieces of content and see who's interacting with them, who's liking their posts, right? Go and follow these people if they fit your ideal buyer persona, like a couple of their posts, and then this is the important part, really leave a genuine human to human comment on one of their posts, right? That will encourage people to click on your username, where they will go on your not your website, sorry, on your social media page, and this is where they see that you are positioned perfectly in order to help them. So with the content that you've been posting, you're giving them a reason to follow you. once they start following you, they enter like the sales funnel, right? You're going to start nurturing the relationship through your content, and they will eventually become customers. But this must be done consistently. This must be done every day. The targeted interaction strategy that I just talked about, that's if you have very low budget, this is something you should do 1 to 2 hours a day at least in order to see some results from it, right? So if you do want to succeed, once you have a community that is engaged with you, you must start running paid advertisements.
For some people who are beginning in social media, they might not know like some digital world words like organic reach. Can you explain what is organic
Absolutely.
reach?
Absolutely. So what I mean by that is, when you create a post and then you simply publish it on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn without putting money behind it, without actually paying anything, just posting, that's called organic. That means that this piece of content will only reach your followers. When you're running paid advertisement content, this is when you're reaching a cold audience that isn't within your followers yet. I hope that makes a bit more sense.
Yeah, for me, yeah, but some people like they're probably new in the social media marketing, so I just wanted to give some
Yeah,
clarification on that. Why do you think people fail on social media marketing?
because they don't hire me. No, I'm joking. No, no.
That's a good one.
No, no. Most times it's really a marketing structure problem. And what I mean is, entrepreneurs often post and hope for the best, but hope is not a strategy. From what I've seen with my clients, most times the problem was that really they were creating content for the masses instead of creating content for a specific group of people that have a specific problem. And the other thing is consistency. The same way that you won't lose 30 pounds by going to the gym once a month, you won't get results if you don't post often and consistently. And another issue that makes people fail on social media is that they're either trying to sell all the time, or they're always trying to provide value all the time. They're giving advice, tips and tricks, entertaining their audience, but never really asking for the sale. You need to be somewhere in the middle where you're not too salesy, but you're not only providing value either.
What what are the new social media trends right now, and what can we look for in the future in the social media world?
Yeah, that's a great question. So this has been happening for a while. So I wouldn't really call it a trend, but it's important now more than ever, is that no matter the platform you're on, video content always performs best. Always. Like, plus, if you're trying to build a personal brand, like as a photographer, a business coach, or as a marketer, such as myself, you need to show your potential customers who they'll be doing business with. You need to show your personality in order to build trust. Like building trust is the number one element that every business or personal brand should focus on. And video content helps you do that. Like you wouldn't hire a photographer that you've never seen what they look like before, right? It's common human behavior to want to know who you're dealing with, especially that a lot of people now don't trust what they see on social media. They don't trust what they see on the internet. So your first goal is to build trust, and video content is a great way of doing that. So to answer your question, this is the main trend I would focus on right now. If you have not been using video as content, like throughout your content strategy, you should definitely start doing it.
Uh, Thank you, Eli, for the time that you took to come on my
My
show and
pleasure.
to answer these questions. Definitely, we need to do that another time because social media, everything, like I said,
Yeah.
everything is online now, especially with what happened with the pandemic. We were forced to use online. A lot of people were working from home. So everything is going digital. The more that we go forward, the more that everybody's online instead of offline. So we need to know how to use these social media for us to go forward and to be successful and to achieve the professional goals that we have in life. So thanks a lot, Eli. Where can we find you on social media or
Yeah, so you
website?
can yeah, you can find me on Instagram. So it's my first name, Eli, Elie dot marketing. So Elie dot marketing, that's my username on Instagram. On LinkedIn, you can search for me by just typing in my first and last name. I will appear there, and that's basically it. You can reach out to me throughout a message, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions.
Okay. Thank you. I'll have some information too at the end of the recording, so people, if they want more information, they could reach you. So I would have that at the end of the recording. So thanks a lot, Eli, for your time. Thanks everybody for watching this show, this other episode of Welcome to a Better Lifestyle. So on that note, my name is Richard. I was with Eli, and this was the topic on social media marketing. So thank you everybody for joining, and I will see you on the next episode. Bye everybody.